Alright, so, you know, I'm trying to think if I briefly mentioned, I think I might have mentioned a little bit of this in a video, but on my Patreon, again, I've started a Patreon. I've actually hit the target. I'm kind of shocked, to tell you the truth. I didn't realize or think in just a couple of days or so of announcing that, so many people came. Like, wow, that's awesome, man. You know, makes me feel good. So my target, it was my minimal target, where I said, man, if I can hit that number, holy crap, it might be able to replace my job, you know, which it's less than my job pays, but again, I felt like if I know where the number needs to be, in conjunction with a little bit of the YouTube revenue, that YouTube revenue combined, like, you know, kind of like it is now, man, I might be able to, you know, basically put my notice in a little bit sooner than maybe a year from now, or, you know, 8 months from now or something. You know, again, assuming cryptos do real well and all that stuff. But I thought, well, man, if I can do this, even if cryptos aren't at that level yet, I'll have kind of my paycheck back, so to speak, if I do, you know, quit. And now I can really focus on crypto, you know what I mean? Like, give some good stuff in the Patreon group. Of course, like I say, I like to come out many times after I've given something out, whether it was the trade call room, whatever, talk about it a little later on YouTube. But that wasn't always the case. When Jay was giving out, like, you know, the TA type of trade calls and stuff, we weren't really coming on YouTube to tell everybody, oh, we got this one, that one. Every once in a while we would tell someone, but some of these other ones, it's more my thing, you know, and woo-woo. I'd like to talk about it after I tell everybody, look, here's the one I'm getting into. They have plenty of time to get in it. It's not going to hurt at this point if I go public with it. However, the price may have already run up a little bit by the time that, you know, the public gets it, so to speak. But again, where these things are going, it's okay. And again, at that point, it's free information for anyone not part of the group or whatever. So, in my video link description, I have the Patreon link. It's there now. It's replacing, you know, one of the other links I had at the top. So, Michelle Whitedove, you know, we talked about her report originally, and Pete was great. He's like, you know, we really ought to do this. You know, Cliff High's not doing his WebBot report. Everyone's, you know, itching for something, and he says, maybe you can, you know, you're not the WebBot report, but, you know, you've got some insight on some things, you know, why don't we put a little report together, mostly crypto and, you know, some political stuff and other things. Okay, so off we went. You know, it was great, and she did her report. Yes, it was $99, but man, a lot of time went into that, and Pete had to compile a huge list of things and questions to ask. Anyways, so you know, and I'd ask some people publicly, you know, just so you know, think we ought to do this maybe quarterly or periodically, because, you know, there's gonna be new cryptos, some other cryptos maybe moving into certain positions we weren't looking at, we didn't ask her to look at, but now we needed her to look at. You know, can you tell us what Spirit feels on these? You know, and most people that we, you know, when I asked, were like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, maybe you should. We didn't know, is it going to be like twice a year? Should we do it quarterly? And we thought maybe we'll try quarterly, just depending on how things are going with crypto. So she's been working on one, Pete, you know, and I've actually given Pete some to give to her. And originally there was quite a number of crypto on there, and I'm like, man, that's probably a little too much. And so he's, you know, we basically went back and forth. All right, let's do these, do whatever. Pete looks great, you know, send it to Michelle. And I think one of those things was what I'm about to tell you about. That's basically free now. It's not going to be any charging, you know, report thing. One of the things we had asked her, Pete was going to put into this particular report, was, hey, if somebody wanted, you know, can you ask Spirit, basically, there's going to be, and I think we sent her a total of 16 coins that we picked. So this does not include all of the coins out there. It was just out of the ones we picked. Because really and the reason we do that isn't because we can't just say, hey, Michelle, give us a great one. Just tell us when we don't know, you know, whatever, tell us some. Now, she got theta that way when she was giving somebody a reading. It just came in, boom, theta, whoa. All right, so hey, mental note, I need to tell Pete about this. That's how that one worked. But for this kind of thing, it's like, because she can like scan, like when Pete asks her questions about some of these coins, she'll go, wait, go back to that one? No. All right, what's the next one? No. Next one, hold on. Wait a minute. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, that's the one. You know, that's how she'll scan them like that. So anyways, we compiled a list of about 16 coins, I think, and said out of these, which are the top 3 price-wise that would do somebody, good over the next, say, 3 to 6 months. So a little bit of a short period of time. I mean, 3 months is. 6 months, you might argue, whatever, but that's how we put it. 3 to 6 months. What would be like 3, winners, top ones? And one of the coins that we added to that list, it was actually towards the end when we were thinking about it, it was like, you know what, we need to add Neo. Yeah, we need to add Neo to this list. And so he's like, all right, well, he ends up sending Shantae, which is Michelle Whitedove's manager. And by the way, just so to give you the information real quick, she's posted what I'm about to briefly talk about on her blog, the Michelle Whitedove website.com, MichelleWhitedove.com, and you'll see blog. I'll put the link up just to get you right over there. And then you can read everything. You'll get to see the results. So I'm not gonna tease you with the exact. I mean, you might feel teased, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell you what the results are. It's free now. Go check the blog out. But I had that information days in advance. Put it on my Patreon page. That Neo coin was one. It was the first top pick she gave out in order. Neo, another one, and the second one we all know about, and we already have it, which is good. But the funny thing, here's the funny part of the story. Pete sends Shantae the original list that did not have Neo on it, on accident. Realized he had done that a little later. Okay. Calls Shantae, that's her manager, that manages all her appointments and everything. Hey Pete, Shantae, I sent you that list. She's like, yeah, I got it, I printed it out. He's like, I forgot one coin. I left off the list. Can you add Neo to the list? She goes, Pete, Michelle came to me when I had the list, and she said to me, Shantae, we need to add Neo. We need to put Neo on that list. Why? Spirit was, I guess, already telling her that's going to be one of the top 3 coins in the next 6 months. 3 to 6 months. So she goes, watch. Boom. Instant picture, instant text, scribbled in there, Neo. And Pete says, Joe, I'm going to tell you one thing about Michelle, because he's been using her for like 7-8 years now. About twice a year he'll get a reading. And remember, he told me in the beginning, Joe, she's never missed a thing in my life. 7-8 years. She's like amazing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was the initial story he told me about her. And so he goes, I'll tell you something else. I've seen this happen a few times too, and now I recognize it now. And he goes, and we had a reading coming up recently that they just did. She canceled on me, which by the way happens all the time. They're drained. I can't do it right now. I'm feeling sick. Or exhausted. Reschedule. Shantae, reschedule everybody. Let's try it another couple days. A couple days comes by. Nope, I'm still not feeling it. Just reschedule. My wife had to get rescheduled. Trader Jay's wife also had to get rescheduled. So it's common, is what I'm telling you. Which is interesting because when my wife got her reading, there was a question she wanted to ask that she wouldn't have otherwise asked until Jean-Claude came to my house, because her reading was scheduled before they came, and then it got pushed back, and it got pushed back again. Well, Jean-Claude shows up, does a reading on me and my wife, and mentions to her, you might be having a third child, possibly. I see a third energy. It's like next to you right now. Oh, excuse me, a fourth energy. We already have 3 kids. And my wife's like, And then he asked her, this also could represent a lost child, one that didn't make it. And she goes, oh, before I met Joe, I had a miscarriage with my previous boyfriend. And he goes, it could be that. It could be that. And she was like, oh, okay. So after they left, she's like, now I can ask Michelle that specifically, because she too said she saw a kid next to me. But the way she made it sound was like, we're having another kid. So I need to ask, like, could the energy be what Jean-Claude said? So when she did ask that, the answer was yes, absolutely, it could be. If you lost a child, the energy, I just see this extra energy. It's your kid. Whether that's coming into your life or has previously departed. So had that not happened, my wife, the couple times she had to get rescheduled, she would have not been able to ask that question, right? And that was one of the things she's been wanting to know about for a long time. Well, not a long time, since Michelle said that last time when we visited Michelle, because we weren't getting a reading when we went to visit Michelle. I was just going in to help her get crypto set up and that stuff, but she saw this energy and said something to us about it then. So anyways, so Pete is telling me that happens to him, and of course others. But he says, Joe, when it's happened to me, I've come to notice now certain things, like the last reading, he said the last one I had with her recently was put off a couple of times or so. One or two times, whatever, was put off. And an event happened in their life that was pretty intense, important, that they need some clarity on. And had she given him the reading before that, on the first scheduled date, the event would have happened afterwards. Damn it, I'd love to have asked Michelle about this. I need to know, something. And then they would have missed it. So it was things like that. He says, man, this happens like kind of frequently, and I've come to notice now, it's like it's for a reason. So I don't get upset or mad like, oh, come on, you reschedule. It's like, no, when it's time, when she says I'm ready, it's ready. I'll gladly wait. So I just found that, kind of fascinating, interesting, because I'm gonna get this thing out of the way. Because the same thing, this little Neo thing is he's like, that's the kind of thing, like she'll just, boom, oh no, this will happen. So he's like, I forgot the thing, and sure enough, there's old Michelle. Oh, write this down, Shantae, we need to add Neo to that. Pete calls, hey, I forgot to add Neo. Oh, don't worry about it, Pete, we've already added it. What? How did you know? He knows how she knew. So anyways, like I said, I got that information days ago. That's why I like making these like alliances, these friends, and helping them, and they help me. We're all working together, man. And I include you guys. Like, we're working together in this stuff, trying to do the crypto thing. Let's make some money. Let's get out of debt. Let's do this. All right, that's what this is all about. So I got that information like in the nick of time, because I did put it out in the quote unquote trade call group, the Telegram. It was $8 Neo. I'm looking at the charts again. Man, this is kind of reminiscent. I mean, not exactly like the old EOS thing, but kind of like, okay, this one's been beat down. We've never seen low prices like this for Neo. Everyone done forgot about it. Forget Neo. Oh, no, hell no. I didn't forget about Neo. Ain't no way. And then I have this thing with Michelle, as I'm like looking at Neo come in, I'm like, that's all the confirmation I need. Let's go. And it turned out to be great. Neo, maybe this morning, I haven't looked, last night, $36 from 28, like 4 or so days ago. So when I say I put that out in the nick of time, when I put it out, Neo had risen a little bit. And I shared a little chart, like, hey, it's touching this resistance here. It's actually on, it's kind of breached it already, but it's like on it right now. We need to watch this for the next couple of days, because if it can stay above that, I think we're fixing to see a breakout. Next day, boom, the breakout happens, it runs up, $36. Whoa. It actually ran up to $38, I believe, yesterday. Okay, late last night, it was touching 36 and change. But I'm like, hell, that was a freaking great profit right there. However, and I said, my sell orders aren't, going to be triggering that, because I feel like Neo's fixing to go a good bit higher into the 40s, quite possibly 50s here shortly. And yes, there'll be a pullback like there always is in all these things, but I I feel like that run-up's fixing to happen. So by the time I just started the Patreon, like, guys, here it is. But I also already gave in the Telegram group before that. And my Patreon is going to kind of replace, the Telegram group, because there's a lot of, there's quite a few people that just want technical analysis only. Joe, we love you, man. And you know what, damn it, you've given us 5 calls recently. I did. All have done well. Neil was actually really good, but there's some other ones that did good. And a lot of these people didn't take the calls. And when I asked some of them, because they were emailing me, and they're like, hey, look, Joe, we appreciate you, but man, you're not Jay, you're not the TA guy. And we want, like bona fide TA calls, like expert level, looking at the charts. That's what we're after. So I'm like, I was like, well, what about these? I mean, these calls just did great. They're like, yeah, I know, but, I'm like, all right. So my Telegram or my Patreon is simply, you're going to get some of these calls. And I've got a couple guys that help me, friends of mine that do some TA. They're not the greatest in the world, but for my Patreon group, this is going to work, I'm telling you. And most all of those members who've already signed up understand the woo-hoo stuff. We'll play role in some of this, and they're okay with it, because again, they've seen what that stuff did last year, and we're all going to take a damn chance on it. And then again, I occasionally get some information. One of these ICO guys reach out to me, whatever. Again, I give it to the people under the subscription who's going to, who are paying and get that stuff first. Which is why I was doing the same thing on Telegram. The thing is, though, I wasn't realizing. Maybe I know some were taking those calls, and because I got some emails too, like, yeah, thanks, but some weren't. And it's like, well, a call is coming out. You can, take it or not. I mean, apparently you're not taking it. So, anyways, right now, last night I've got a guy, one of the best out there actually, in the Telegram trade call group, TA charting. Gonna give some stuff over there, free of charge right now. Because like I said, I want to get these people into some good trades before we either A, shut the thing down, or B, I'm, gonna start charging you again for calls. But they don't want, a lot of them, my kind of calls for whatever reason. And yes, I just murdered it with about 5 calls over the last week or so, which is, which is cool. But a lot of them are like, yeah, but you don't, what about the calls that you're not going to make due to the TA telling us, hey, this is a good call potential call lining up here or to come out? We might miss those, and that's really what we're after. So I'm like, okay, let me see if so these guys are, a couple guys coming over to help, and they're going to try to get those minded people in my trade call, the Telegram, into some good trades this month, like literally this week, specifically this week. So the Telegram group, again, those of you that paid back in April or what have you, this is specifically for you guys that are just adamant about the TA, we want TA. But I'm trying to do some kind of, partnership work with these guys to maybe continue what you guys were hoping we'd get into with Jay. Where Jay's like, all right, I'm ready to go. Like, all right, let's give some calls, which has not really happened yet. Now, he did walk us into some lower prices of Bitcoin stuff, so we were able to grab some more. Jay did. That was good. But as far as calls coming out and stuff, like, get into this, let's get out at this price, we didn't really have much. Then again, in this down market, he's like, I really want to see this thing turn into a bull before we do that. But these other guys over here, they've been doing some calls the whole time, and they've actually reached out to me a couple of times, like, why aren't you guys giving calls? They're actually kind of mad at me a few times. Like, we're doing calls over here, and down market or not, and I'm like, well, I can't just pull you guys in over here. I've got a partnership with Jay, and he's kind of in charge of that whole thing. That was his deal. So I can't just say, oh, well, since you're not doing anything right now, Jay, in this bear market, I'm going to bring a couple of guys over here to do something. I can't do that, to my partner, because now I'm questioning his ability, and that sort of thing, and that wouldn't have been good, so I just had to, respectfully decline. But they're like almost like mad at me, Joe, what the hell are you doing, man? You could, and I'm seeing some of their trades, and I'm like, yeah, okay, they got that one, that was pretty good, yeah, they got that one too. But again, I can't do that when I have another partner who's managing that. So now that Jay is kind of doing off to do his own thing with that awesome opportunity he got, like I told you about, now I'm having some conversations with these guys. Maybe we can work something together, guys. And they said, well, how about we come over and help your group for a little bit? Let's see if we can get them into some really nice winning trades here in the month of July. And he said, I'll come over this week right now. So he actually was in there last night in the Telegram group doing some charting, showing some things. There's more to come this whole week. And I'm going to see if we can maybe work together on some stuff, and get you guys what you need. And I say you guys, meaning the ones you guys are just absolutely adamant, Joe, we want the TA, and we may be able to work with these guys to do that. And again, it'll be specifically for those people who want the expert level TA, trade calls, charting, someone that's living, eating, breathing, and sleeping it, staring at their computer all day, posting things to you. That's what one of these guys is absolutely doing, like, all the time. He lives in front of his computer, which is cool. That's kind of that's kind of what you want when someone's just 100% focused on this and think, well, okay, that stands out now, I gotta say something, boom, Telegram group, which is cool. So we'll see where that goes. And it's just the Whitedove report. Another one's coming sometime in the near future, but we felt like let's do that, do the blog post on that. Let's that's a freebie, so the whole world will know these top 3 coins that she whatever picked. And remains to be seen. Are they going to be doing really well? Are these 3 coins going to actually be the top coins from 3 to 6 months out? And I say from 3 to 6 months, meaning it could happen today, tomorrow, next week. So up and out to 6 months. And I think the way it was worded was the next 3 to 6 months. The other side of this is we only gave her 16. So out of those 16, watch those. We're all going to watch those to see which 3 are the top dogs of those 16 coins. And I'm pretty sure you'll appreciate the coins we've put out there. You'll see in her blog post. That's not to say that a coin that's not on the list cannot perform all of them. But again, I find it interesting, fascinating. She says to Shantae, you need to add Neo. We need to add Neo to this list because it's pretty much her top 3, one of her top 3. And I'll be honest with you, I think because of the order it came in, it is the top dog of the top 3 even. Maybe. We'll see. She didn't exactly say that, but I think in that order, I think Neo was more important. So once again, her husband, hey, can you grab us some of these? Yeah, just like the Theta thing. Can you get us some of these? Absolutely. So they put their money where their mouths are. They're going to make a statement, Spirit said this or that. They're jumping in with what they said. And sure enough, we want some Neo. All right, I'll get you some. Matter of fact, I've got enough right now. I'm not going to go on the exchange and mess around. And the beautiful thing is, at $36 to $38 Neo, love you guys, you're getting it $28. You guys, Michelle Whitedove and her husband, you're getting it at $28. Why? Because I got mine at $28. And I'm going to give you some equivalent, of the amount of money they were wanting to give me to do this for them. You're going to get the exact amount as if the price was $28 today. That's just how I roll with stuff like that. But anyways, it'll be interesting to see. Again, markets have picked back up a bit. Can't wait to see WebBot the 9th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Can't wait to see how that goes. Anything can happen. But the 2nd of July, WebBot hit. Whoa, that's good news, right? It makes you feel kind of confident, like, hey, well, that data sets, or all those data sets for that report equal that, and it just happened. Man, is the rest of it going to be pretty accurate? And that's usually how it goes, actually. So, it's kind of excited. I'm sure you guys probably are too, WebBot or not, just to see the market jump up once and then jump up again on the 2nd. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's get back. It's got the 270 billion. You got a little ways to go. Let's get back over 300 and get over that hump. Then we got all 300 to get back to 400. And then you know the story, 500. But we may see that whole, oh crap, September, October, November, December, holy crap, market's really starting to pick up. Oh my gosh, new all-time highs for all the main coins and everything, and even some of the the altcoins like we saw. Very real possibility for late this year, but unfortunately we can't fast forward time and see. So that's it. I'm at work. Got to get in there and get going. Take care.